Eh. I cried today. I mean, you can't really tell though. It wasn't that bad. It was just a little bit. But I have a headache because I don't cry. Hardly ever, because, like, I don't like crying. I mean, it's not healthy to hold back your tears. Like, don't do it. I don't recommend it. But, like, I do it a lot. And it shouldn't be a thing. But, like, it's a thing. And also, I cried today. Because I'm scared for the future. Because my uncle was talking to me, and my grandma, like, her dementia, like, we already talked about this. My grandma's dementia is pretty bad. And it's getting worse every day. Like, literally, like, a turtle, like, not turtle, but, like, a frog, like, she loves frogs, and so, like, she has, like, a bunch of little frog figurines. I'm gonna follow her tradition, but replace them with turtles. I'm kidding. Okay, anyways, but, she was, like, looking at one of her frogs, and she was like, oh my god, like, I've never seen this frog before. Whose frog is this? And I was like, yours, Grandma. And I remember because my dad got her that frog, like, a few years ago. And she didn't remember it, and she was all playing with it and being like, whose frog is this? And it was kind of a little bit scary. I was like, well, then her dementia's getting worse. And it's kind of just become a regular thing. I'm just like, yep, she can't remember stuff. And she gets really frustrated if I mention that she can't remember stuff, so I'm not going to mention it. And so it's kind of been the elephant in the room that we kind of just all of us ignore. And it's getting worse and worse. And we're making it better. By subtly doing things to help her. Like, we have a whiteboard set up and we write stuff on there for her. She'll never admit it, but she looks at that whiteboard a lot. Like, we make her food and stuff, and, like, she doesn't drive anymore. She likes to pretend she can drive, but she shouldn't and can't drive anymore. Like, she just doesn't remember anything, and I just kind of, like, nod my head, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, Grandma, like, you said that thing, like, 50,000 times, but I'm just gonna nod my head, because I'm gonna pretend you said it the first time, because if I mention that you didn't say it the first time, this isn't your first time saying it, you're gonna, like, either get defensive, or you're gonna make an excuse and be like, getting older, blah, 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 and it's just kind of, like, because she's so stubborn and refuses to admit that she has dementia, like, I have to go along with it and just be like, yeah, she doesn't have dementia. Doesn't have dementia. It's frustrating, but, like, I just had to deal with it. I have to deal with it, whatever. And, like, we're tolerating each other, it's fine. But as much as I, like, complain about living with her all the time, well, I've kind of lessened because I feel guilty about it. Because, like, I just felt like a child whining about my living situation all the time when it could be worse. Like, it could be way worse. And one of the ways that it could be worse is a very clear possibility, and it terrifies me, and I want to cry. Again, I'm, like, I feel like crying. Because my uncle was talking about it, and he said that her dementia is, like, getting so bad, and because he met someone today at work or whatever, and she was like one of the, because my uncle, like, if you don't know, like, my uncle, like, he basically replaces, like, solar systems in people's homes, and so he was replacing the solar system in this one lady's home, and she was talking about how her mom had dementia, and her mom, like, got dementia, like, 3 years before she died, and she said that when she got dementia, like, it was a really fast, like, deterioration of the mind, and it was just, like, really quick, and, like, it was hard. And she was talking about how, like, fast it is and how, like, crippling it is and blah, blah, blah. And, like, my uncle was like, damn, like, we need to, like, yeah, like, he understood that, like, although Grandma refuses to admit it, like, it's getting harder and harder to ignore it, like, every day. And so, like, we need her in a home. Like, I mean, I know she despises it. She's, like, still pretending that she has her independence, but she doesn't. Like, she does not have her independence at all. She needs me, and she needs my uncle, and she needs, like, other people, but she refuses to admit that because she's so fucking proud. But my uncle was, like, talking about how, like, she needs to go in a home, and, like, it's past the point where we can help her anymore, and, like, it just reminded me of living with my mom and stuff, And, like, even though I complain about living here all the time and how it's difficult, whatever, like, it's actually really nice living here in some ways, too, because this complex has lots of memories that I love. And it's also, like, nearby, like, a few of my friends' places, and it's, like, really convenient to be able to walk to their, like, houses, and it's, like, really close by. And then there's also, like, the pool, which is nice, too. And if she goes into a home, we're gonna have to sell this condo. And I mean, I knew it was coming, but I didn't realize how fast. I thought I had until high school was over, but it's becoming more and more evident that I don't. Like, it's gonna happen, like, either this year or the next. And I can't, like, we can't hide it anymore. And, like, and we can't, like, ignore it anymore. Like, we need to, like, get her help, because, like, we can't help her. Like, it's too much. Like, we're not caretakers. Like, we're just family. And so he's talking about getting her a home and how he's, like, starting to, like, research homes now and, like, finding one that's good for her or whatever. And, like, we're gonna have to deal with the fact that we have to tell her that she's gonna be in a home. And I have no doubt that she's gonna be pissed. She's probably gonna yell at us, probably try and, like, manhandle me because she thinks I'm younger and, like, manipulate, like, she can manipulate me or some shit, but she can't. And she's probably gonna try and run away more than once from that damn place when she goes in there. But, like, I can't do anything about that because that's just how it has to be. And she just needs to accept that and move on. And it's gonna be really hard not living with her anymore too, because even though I don't like having to deal with her a lot of the time, like, it's still nice to know that I have, like, kind of, like, am the closest person to my grandma right now, just by living with her, even though, like, our personalities are so opposite and we can barely tolerate each other. It's also really nice to know that I'm the closest person to my grandma, and, like, it's kind of nice to know that I'm being depended on. And, like, I don't know, even though sometimes I, like, purely despise her, like, other times I just, like, remember when I was younger and, like, have all these memories in this house with her, and, like, it's just hard. But anyway, so, like, once she goes into the home and then we sell the condo, like, my goal is, like, you're gonna have to live in Dad's house. And I don't know if I can do that. I can, like, barely sleep over, like, just a few days. Like, it took me months to be able to even, like, go inside the house after my half-brother happened. And I'm supposed to live in there, and not just live in there. Like, the only 2 rooms available are my old room, which has bad memories in it as well, but his room, his old room, my half-brother's old room, like, my uncle was talking about me living, like, sleeping in there, and I was like, no fucking way, man. No, like, like, you can't, I can't, no, like, like, you just expect me to just, like, forget about it? Like, I can't. Like, I mean, as much as I, like, think I'm over it, like, there's still, like, I'm never comfortable in his house. And I never have been comfortable in his house. But I can tolerate, like, being there for a few hours or sleeping over a night or something, as long as, like, I'm on the couch and not in a bedroom. And even then, I have to play music. I have to, like, have some kind of noise. I have to have, like, a light on. Like, I can't. And, like, they just, like, expect me to just, like, move back in and just, like, pretend everything's fucking dandy. Like, no. Like, no. Like, But my only other option is, like, living with my mom. And my mom, like, we've been over, I can't live with my mom. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, I can't. Like, maybe we can paint the room, or, like, maybe we can, like, move stuff around and, like, do something, like, drastic and make it, like, a completely different room. But, like, just that house in general, like, he harassed me and targeted me, like, all over the fucking house. Like, the bathrooms, both bedrooms, even my dad's bedroom, like, he would do stuff in there, too, and the kitchen as well. Like, there's just, like, the entire house has memories around it, and I can't take it. Like, I can handle it now, like, temporarily, like, for a few minutes, hours, and, like, sleep over on the the couch. Like, I could, like, the first time I slept on the couch, I had a nightmare, and, like, I hadn't had a nightmare in years, and it freaked me out, but I still was able to handle it and just kind of ignore it. And I remember my dad noticed I was, like, a little bit more reserved after I spent the night the first time there, like, when I came back, but, like, he didn't really, like, ask about anything, and, like, I can't live there. Like, I don't think I can do it. Like, I can't. Like, I'm, like, trying to, like, be like, it's been years. Like, the last time you were there was when you were, like, 9. Like, you're fine. Like, it's okay. Like, he's in jail. Like, you're fine. But I don't know if I can. Like, what if I have nightmares again? What if I start hallucinating again? Like, panic attacks again? Like, I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. And then my only other option is, like, moving in with my mom. But my mom, like, she's living in the homes. Like, she can't, like, handle me. Plus, we've already gone to, like, the lawyers and stuff, and my dad had it so, like, they're separated, and, like, not that I can't, like, see my mom again, but, like, I can't live with her again, I don't think. Which makes sense, and I'm okay with that. But, like, if I have no other option, like, I'd probably prefer living with my mom than living there. Like, I just... like, I can't... I'm gonna try, but, like, imagine, like, the place of your nightmares as a child. Like, imagine, like, your worst nightmare as a child, and then it being, like, made physical, and, like, being forced to live there. Like, that's literally what this is to me, because, like, he is my worst nightmare, and I'm being forced to live in the house that everything happened in, and where, like, my nightmares were, like, brought to life. And, like, just, I don't know if I can do that. Like, I've moved on, like, I've forgiven him, whatever. I understand that he's, like, not mentally there, but, like, it doesn't change the fact that I'm still afraid. And, like, it doesn't change the fact that I might have nightmares again. It doesn't change the fact, it doesn't change the memories, you know? So I don't know if I can do that. Like, I have no choice. Like, I have no choice. Like, your grandma I can't live with my grandma anymore, because, like, she's not, like, she needs help, and, like, we can't give her that help anymore, and you just have to face that fact, which makes me sad. But also, like, I'm way more upset about the fact that I have to move in that house, which is pretty bad now that I think about it, because, like, normal people would be more upset about leaving their grandma and, like, putting her in a home, but no, I'm the most upset about living in my nightmare house. Like, like, maybe I could live with a friend, but isn't that, like, illegal or something? I don't know. I know, like, I wonder if they would let me live with my grandma if she was in that home. I don't think so, though. I think they only allow elderly people. maybe she can, like, although caretakers are really expensive, but maybe we can have a live-in caretaker until high school ends, and then once high school ends, I can just move on my own. But, like, I just don't feel comfortable living there. Like, because my uncle told me about it, and I started crying, but I was, like, trying to be quiet about it and being like, nope, we're fine. Like, I'm not crying. Like, what are we talking about? But, like, I don't think he noticed. But he was kind of like, yeah, I get it. Like, you have PTSD there. But he was like, you can't just live with your grandma. Like, grandma needs help. And I was like, yeah, I know. And I was like, I guess I have no choice. And I was, like, talking about, like, maybe painting the room or something, making it different, like, trying to do something to change the room. But you can't change the structure of the house. I just have to fucking tough it up and do it, because, like, I have no choice. Just have to wait until high school's over and then I can be free. But, like, until then, like, I'm just gonna be stuck. Well, my uncle, like, also mentioned, like, maybe moving in to Washington or, like something, and living with, like, his ex-girlfriend, which is a little bit weird. But she's kind of, like, still family, though, because, like, his, like, kids still talk with her and, like, are still friends with her, and, like, I don't know. And then, I don't know if I would be comfortable with that, because, like, I don't know her, like, at all. Like, I've met her maybe once, and she seems like a really sweet person, but, like, I don't know if I could deal with that. And then he also said, like, I could maybe move in with, like, his ex-wife, who is, like, my cousin's mom, and so technically she's, like, my aunt, but, like, I don't really know her that well either, and, like, plus she's, like, married, and she has, like, 2 kids, and, like, I don't know. I've never met her husband, I've never met her kids, like, I don't know if I would be okay with that, like, plus, if I move to Washington, like, that's, like, and I'm in high school right now, like, that's gonna be really a tough adjustment, and I don't know if I could do that. Plus, I have, like, a lot of close friends here that I don't want to leave. So, like, I don't think Washington is an option. I don't think living with my mom is an option. I really don't want to accept the fact that I have to, like, live in that house. But I have to. And I just have to, like, suppress the memories or something. Because if you really think about it, it's just a house. Like, it's an inanimate object. It shouldn't scare me so much. Like, it's, like, it's fine. We're fine. Like, I'm good. Like, maybe it's just because it's fresh and it's new information that I'm so emotional about it. Maybe when I have more time to think about it, I have more time to accept it and, like, move on. Or maybe if I spend more time at the house, I'll be okay with it. Like, maybe if I spent more time at the house, like, I could create more memories and, like, erase the other memories, but, like, I don't. I'm gonna try, and that's all I can do. But, God, who the fuck, like, like, seriously, if God does exist, or if there's, like, some, like, other divine intervention, like, they really fucking screwed me over, didn't they? Like, of course, like, of fucking course, like, my greatest nightmare that I didn't think was gonna happen. I thought I would be able to live with my grandma until graduation happened. And then once graduation happened, I could live on my own, or I could move into dorms and go to college. That's looking like less and less of an option. Which is, it's great. Like, it's fantastic. Like, I'm overjoyed. So happy. Like, thanks. You really doing me a favor, man. Like, it's great. Paint is my new best fucking friend. because I'm gonna paint down that whole fucking house, make it look nothing like it used to look like, because, like, I cannot live in a house that looks exactly like that. It is the house that I just, like, literally experienced, like, everything there, like, literally, like, that's like moving back to Ripon, almost. Like, no. Like, I mean, it's better than living back in Ripon, but, like, only slightly. Only slightly. Oh, I forgot to mention, like, Ripon is the old town that I used to live in, the conservative itty-bitty town that, like, was, like, suppressed and everything, and then also, like, neglected by my mom. So, like, yeah, that's great. Like, that's, like, this is, like, moving into Ripon, kind of. But, like, at least moving into Ripon is, like, non-existent and, like, not a possibility. But, like, this is inevitable. So, like, that's... You know, like, I swear, this happens all the time. Like, I, like, feel a moment of happiness. I feel some strength and, like, feel like I'm picking my shit back up again and I'm working towards my goal. And then something hits me again. And I'm just kind of like, okay, like, just, like, great. Like, we're doing great. I'm like, just, guess I just have to do it, though. Whatever. If anger is the only thing that's gonna, like, make me feel at least slightly comforted about this situation, then I'm gonna be pissed off at myself and that damn house. So, like, I'm so fed up. Like, dude, like, any time I start fixing one of my fucking problems, a new one surfaces. Like, it's unending. Like, unfucking ending. Like, just, oh my god. Fucking Mother Nature, man. Or whatever divine intervention is doing this to me. If there even is one. I just have a really fucked up life. Probably the latter. Whatever. I guess. I don't know. Maybe I am agnostic. Because, like, it's getting harder and harder to just depend on myself. And I'm kind of, like, craving depending on some other, like, spiritual entity. Because, like, I just don't know if I can handle it all on my own anymore. But at the same time, I know it's not real. So, like, I don't want to believe. But, like, I want to believe to at least alleviate some of the pain I feel. But, like, also, like, lying to yourself, even if it's a temporary relief, like, it still doesn't help in the end. So, I just need to grow up and, like, work through my shit by myself. It's whatever. Anyways, I say that ironically, and I'm, like, talking to, like, just, okay. Anyways, good. Good luck to me, I guess. I don't know. Bye.